Hey Android fans, this is Eric from hollywoodfrodo.com with another Android app review. Today I'm going to be talking to you about the app Silent, which helps make sure that your phone goes into silent mode at times or places that you want it, but also make sure that you can still get phone calls from really important contacts. So it's kind of an all-in-one app. It does several things that you could do separately with individual apps, but this app takes care of it all. So I'll show you that in a second. Right before I get to that, just want to remind you that this review is sponsored by andytags.com, which is the best website on the internet to get really cool NFC tags and keychains, Android-themed keychains for use with your Android phone. So head over to andytags.com after the review and check them out. So let's hop on my phone so I can show you how Silent works. It's really cool. Once you know how to set it up, it's really easy and it's very customizable. So let's hop on my phone and I'll show you how it works. Okay, so here we are on my phone, and as you can see, there's the app Silent. So we're going to open up Silent, and it opens up to whatever day you left off on. Basically, when you open it up, you have the days of the week, and then up at the top here you have options for schedule, or if you hit that, the drop down, groups, or places. So let's go to schedules, and the first thing you can do is you can set up a schedule. As you can see, I set up one for Sunday. So Sunday, when I'm at church between 10 and 12:30, my phone will be put into vibrate mode. Now let's open that up. If you press it, it opens up, and you can see you have all different settings here. I could add that to other days of the week if I wanted to. And then you select status. That just puts a notification in your status bar to notify you that your phone is in vibrate mode. Vibrate is enabled. And then you can select an exceptions group, and you can select a place. Now, why this is so cool and what makes this app so awesome is you can select a place. So in other words, let's say I skip out on church on a particular Sunday. Well, then I might not need my phone to go into vibrate mode. So I can select a place from my places list, which I haven't created a church place yet. We'll do that in a minute. But once you create that, I can select that, and then my phone will only go into silent mode on Sunday between 10 and 12:30 if I am in that place. And if I'm not in that place, then it won't go into the silent mode. The other thing that's cool is you can select a group, like the test group that I set up, and if I select that group, then that group will have an exception, which means even if my phone is in silent mode, and because I'm in the right place during the right time, if anyone in that group calls me, it'll override the silent mode, which is very, very cool. So let's save that, and let's look at groups. So when you go into groups, you can add an additional group. So let's add an additional group. Let's name them something dumb, because, you know, you don't really care right now. So, I see. I created the group, and now I have to select contacts. So let's select these random people I created, that person and that person, and now save. So now I have those two people inside this group. If you select that group, you can see those two people are selected inside that group. And so now that group's been created, I can put those two people, or basically that group with those two people in it, as an exception in any time that I set a silent mode. Now going to places, this is just where you select or create places. So for example, I've created home. That doesn't mean that every time I'm in the area called home, my phone's going to go into silent. It means if I've created a profile, a date and time profile, and put that place as part of that profile, then it will only happen if I am in that place during the date and time. So for example, if you wanted to your phone to be in a silent mode every time you go to work, for example, regardless of what time it was, then you would set up a profile that was a 24-hour-a-day, 7-day-a-week profile, and then you would add your workplace to that profile, so that time wouldn't matter. Anytime you were in that place, your phone would go into silent mode. So that's how you would do that. To add a place, you click the Add a Place button, and it pops up this map, and you can decide, how wide or narrow you want it to be. I'm going to say 500 meters because it's best if you give a range, a wide range around where you want to go, because depending on where you are, the GPS may have a hard time finding exactly where you are if you're inside of a building. So you want to just give a wide enough range for it to work right. So we're going to create that place, and you can name that place. We're going to call that, we'll pretend that's church, even though it isn't, and we'll click yes. And there you go. Now I have another place named church. So now I go back to schedules, and I can create a schedule. Let's see, let's create one for Friday. So, whoa, that's not what I was trying to do. So we'll open that up. Title is optional, but we'll say, I don't know, I'm going to totally make something up. Friday Mass, since we're doing church stuff today for some reason. And then the start time, let's do, and you can see it gives you the real time, even though this is military time, it gives you the actual time up here so you can know what you're doing. We're going to say 6:48 p.m. and go to 10:48 p.m. So between those two times, and days, Friday, if you wanted to go ahead and apply it to another day, you could. Status is enabled. So you can create a profile. If you want to disable it quickly, you can. And then vibrate is disabled, but I'm going to enable that because vibrate is fine. And then I can select a group of people as an exception, so we'll select that group I just created, and I can select the place that I want it to be, and I'm going to create that church profile I just created, because I only want it to go into vibrate mode if I happen to be in that place at that time. Now if you don't set up a place, then it'll go into vibrate mode during this time every Friday, regardless of where you are. But if you set up a place, then it'll only happen if you're in that place. So now I'm going to save it, and there you go. As you can see, every Friday, if I'm at the right place, and it lets you know that you have a place associated with this, it lets you know that you've enabled vibrate, so it'll go into vibrate mode, not silent mode, and also that you have added exceptions to that. So that's basically what it does. Now let's go into menu and go into settings. So you can see this application notification settings, so that it can notify you when it puts the phone into vibrate or silent mode. You can also have it flash the LED. You can have it vibrate to let you know. You can also have it play a ringtone if you want it to play a ringtone. You can select the 24-hour format, or you can select to not have the 24-hour format. And then refresh interval to check current location. Obviously, the only way that it can know if you are in the right location is if it checks your location. So you can select the refresh rate, how often you want it to check your location. Of course, it's only going to do that during the times you've set it to go into silent mode. It's not going to be doing that 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, unless you've set up a profile 24 hours a day, 7 days a week with a place associated with it, in which case it would. And then the more settings button, really all that does is let you choose if you want to confirm deletes or not. Now, I will say the one thing the app does not do yet, but I think the developers are going to work on for the future, is if you put your phone into silent mode and you want to create an exception, but you don't want your phone to ring, because let's say you're in church. You don't want your phone to ring no matter who's calling you. But if someone important is calling you, you might need to know that. You just would rather your phone vibrate so that it doesn't distract everybody. So maybe you want to put your phone into silent mode and not have vibration enabled, but if one of the people on your exception group calls you, then have it vibrate. The app doesn't do that yet, but I think they are looking into adding that, because obviously that could be useful for those situations where you don't want your phone to ring no matter what, but you do want to know if someone important calls. But anyway, that's the app Silent. It's just a really handy app. One of those things, once you get it set up, you kind of forget about it. You have to go through a process to get your different days and times and places set up, and maybe your exception groups, but once you get it set up, then it just operates in the background and does what it needs to do without any problem. So really cool app. This is the free version with ads. There is a pro version or a paid version which does not have ads and also allows you to have more places and more exception groups than you can have in the free version. But it's worth checking out. At least get the free version, play around with it, and see how you like it. So that was the app Silent. As you can see, really cool app. The ability to just really customize when, where, and how you want your phone to go into silent mode, and also to have exceptions. Makes it really super cool, and I think an app that pretty much all of us could use. So check it out. You can get the free version on the Play Store, or you can go ahead and buy the full version so that you can unlock all the features and have multiple places and groups. If you like this review, please click the like button, share it with your friends and family on Facebook, Twitter, Google+. Subscribe to my channel if you want to keep up with future reviews. And until next time, this is Eric reminding you that your Android phone is only going to be as good as you make it.